Hello friends, my name is Meli, also known as Melebi. This is my first bullet journal that I'm filming, and there are some very blurry parts. There are some not so great parts, but I hope you guys still like it. So first off, you may notice that my writing isn't typically what you would see in like bullet journal videos, and that's mostly because of the fact that I have issues with my hands, so I did have to spread things out. Filming this took me a few days. I'm not the best at my handwriting skills just because of my hand issues, but here I am testing most of the pens and markers that I'm going to be using. I do go back later and add more. But as you can see, I like putting my grid spacing guide that AmandaRachLee does on the back of my bullet journal. And the reason that I do that is because I'm actually more likely to find the page if it's in the back. And the spacing may also look a little bit weird, but that's because I like to put a lot of my headings at the bottom as well. So the numbers might not look right, but it's what I've come to love out of my bullet journals. I've bullet journaled for a couple of years now. I tend to have a lot of similar spreads, so I'm trying to get out of my comfort zone and do stuff that I wouldn't normally do, and that's why I made this channel. I only split my pages into thirds, fourths, and halves. The Scribble That Matters journal has a lovely feature where it actually marks the halfway point with little notches instead of dots on the top, bottom, and it marks the very center. So that's always easy to find. The thirds and the fourths are what's a bit harder for me. So that's what I will refer to this page for. And I decided that I wanted to have a lot of metallic colors in this journal, so I have some gold. I have a lot of gold. I have a little bit of silver and black, but my theme was basically just gold, white, black, and green. Green is one of my favorite colors, so I liked this. And here I am just coloring in my lines because I thought it would be fun, and then it gets blurry because my camera died. And when I restarted it, it wasn't focused, so I'm so sorry. I just tried to speed through it, and I'll show you what it looks like at the end. Here I am working on my other page. It says, "Words are hard, so is 2020. Funnily enough, even though funnily isn't a word, when I actually pre-wrote this, I had it say "word are hard." So yeah, but anyways, we can get through this. When I use metallic pens, I like to use a tissue paper just to make sure that I don't smudge anything. But these pages right here are for me to track my YouTube stuff. I have another channel where I open Pokemon trading cards, and I absolutely love it. I do a lot of giveaways over on that channel, so here I am basically creating two different spreads. The first of which says, "You'll give me so much." I list each of the months with the starting and ending subscriber counts that I have, and the other side says, "It's time that I gave back." And that's where I can track the giveaways that I do, the items I give away, the winners that I have, and when I've done it. And as I mentioned before, it does look really blurry now, but I promise I'll show you what this looks like at the end. I even have a little bit filled out because I did have 2 giveaways already, and a lot of the things that you're seeing here I've actually worked on since then, so I've added extra features and filled things in. This is just to track all of my videos. I release 3 videos a week on my Pokemon channel, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to do a video a week here on this channel as well, and I like to keep track of it. I have to purchase different packs and things like that for Pokemon. So this is a great place for me to list the items that I've got and when I want to do it, and if I'm going to have a special giveaway with that video. I decided to add a little bit of detail, so I added some alpacas because I love them. They might also be llamas, I don't know. But here I am trying to figure out my color palette that I wanted to do throughout the majority of my bullet journal. As I mentioned before, gold and silver were a must-have, and I love green, so I had that as well. I had 2 different greens, an orange, and 2 pinks because I thought they fit nicely together. So that's how I'm color coding things. I also stream with my friends over on Facebook Gaming and Twitch, so I had to make sure that I had a THTGB color because that is the name of our group. We're the house that games built. And I'm not very keen on using keys. I'm trying to get more into them because I tend to just use bullet points, but I really want to expand my horizons, and hopefully having a bullet code set in place will make it so that I'll actually use them. And then for my index, I like to make creative page names, so you may notice some of these are a little weird. There's fun things like safe travels and making bank, and then there's also thanks for the memories, you know, throwback to Fall Out Boy. I added some more alpacas because they're so adorable and I love them, and I decided to add a little bit more color to the page. So I colored in the key and the index because why not? After sprucing this up a bit more, I did go on to the next page, which is also the index. I added the same features where I colored it in. I added some fun washi tape in my lovely gold hues that I love so much. And that's pretty much it. I wanted it to be pretty plain and straightforward, but also kind of cute. The next 2 pages I actually went back to because of the fact that I have the issue with my hands. They were going to be my future log, and I get to that a bit later. But I decided that I was going to do my recipes to try tonight along with my grocery list. So for the recipes to try tonight, I basically listed just the dish name, the creators, and the rating that I gave it. I look on a lot of websites and find different recipes that I really want to try, so I'll usually print them out, write them down, take a screenshot, and then if I really like it and my family likes it, then I'll go ahead and print that out and get it in our little cookbook. But I like to also have a spot where I can write down the grocery list that I have for the week, so then when I go to the store I can just take my journal with me and I don't have to worry about losing a list or anything like that. But even when I'm ordering groceries online, which is what I tend to be doing during this pandemic quite a lot, having this list is always going to be helpful. I've had it in every bullet journal I've had, and I've loved it every single time. And those little squares that I made are just to put sticky notes in because it's so convenient. You can just rip them off and take those to the store, cross off your items. So this is for my travel page, which seems a little weird because we are still in a pandemic. Sometimes travel is necessary, you can't go past it. So I said, oh, the places we could go, smiles on, masks on. I actually took this map out of my previous bullet journal. I've taken a couple other things out of it just because I like having the same things and reusing them, but basically I just color the areas that I've been to and it'll eventually expand, I'm sure. So I flipped through my previous journal there. You can see where I have my packing list written out. I did make some changes to it because there are some things that I don't pack anymore, and there are some things that I had to add. But I have stuff for my husband, for my cats, for my dog, and for myself. So this right here is my bill tracker. I say don't spend it all because I really want to save up. In my monthly spreads, I want to add a savings tracker, but this is just for me to track my bills because I am not the best at remembering whether or not I've paid them or how much I've paid. And the other side is for my online shopping. So I do a lot of online shopping, especially now because I don't want to go to the stores and, risk coming down with an illness. So I'm able to just notate what I've gotten, what I'm waiting for, and things like that. And you did get a sneak peek at my filled out packing list. Here is my movies, games, and books page. Basically, if there's a movie that I really want to watch or a game that I really want to get, I'll put those down. And I also like to track the books that I've read, so I made sure to include a lot of books. But this is kind of like my household. I have my dog in the corner, my cats, and these stickers look nothing like them, but I thought they were still cute. Oddly enough, I had already drawn a cat and some plants, so I decided just to use those stickers that I picked up as well. But here I am, drawing the bookcases and the books and getting it all colored in, so I will let you watch. I will say, I think this is my favorite page so far. I've already added to it. I have a couple of books that I've started already this year. I actually finished one of them already. I'm kind of a nerd. I read at restaurants, in the bath, just when TV's on, when I'm cooking, just all the time. Like I really said, I really want to keep track of the books that I've read because I do read a lot of them and I really want to know which ones I've read and where I'm at. I started making this rug and it was just kind of a black and white rug, and I realized I wanted to add color to it. So I took all of the colors that I had set in place to be the colors that I wanted to keep track of my stuff versus my Pokemon channel versus, my family and friends, things like that. I used those for the books, and then I decided to add those same colors into the rug along with my gold and silver accents because I love the way that they shine when the light hits them. As I'm working on this, you can kind of see that I'm starting to have troubles with my hands. My lines aren't as perfect as they normally would be, and it's kind of a letdown. So I wasn't even completely finished with this page when I decided to call it a night, and I started working on it a little later that night. Also, I did mess up a couple of times, but that's okay. It happens. This side here is to keep track of gifts that people want and kind of list whether or not I've actually given that to people. So I have a roommate, I have my husband, and I have myself along with my family that I gift for. And yes, I do gift for myself. This year I bought myself a pair of piglet earrings and they are the cutest things ever. If we're at the store and someone mentions a gift that they want to get, normally I'll go ahead and just take a picture of what it is that they want, and here I can actually write it down. This picture right here of the penguins, it's actually an illustration from a calendar by Liz Climo. I believe that's how you say it. I love it. I think it's so cute. My husband and I both love penguins, and I saw this back in 2018 and I added it to my bullet journal then, and it's been in every single one since then. So I once again had to add it. The other side, which just says our marriage moment, that's where I'm going to list any dates that we go on and special events that we have together. Since the pandemic started, we haven't really done too much because we're trying to stay inside, but I thought it would be lovely to have memories of what we've done in writing. Here's my thanks for the memories page, which I absolutely loved that song when I was younger because who didn't? But this is just where I'm going to put some pictures of fun times that I had over the year. I take a lot of pictures, but not really any of myself. My last selfie on my phone is from like 2 years ago, so I don't expect to have any more anytime soon. But I am keeping track of my cats and my puppies, so I also have pages dedicated to them. You'll see me complete the first page for Lily and the second page for Apollo, but I kind of skip over my page for Athena, and that's just because they're exactly the same. So I didn't want to bore you guys with that. I did eventually go back in and I put my favorite pictures that I have so far of my cats and my puppy because I had to. I mean, they're so adorable. But that's where they're starting out, and I just want to see some of my favorite pictures that I've taken them over the year. For some reason, my Y looked horrible. I did the same thing for Apollo's page where I completely overdid my squiggles, and that was just because I was having difficulties with my fingers and holding the pen, so I didn't like it at all. I decided that I was going to go ahead and add more of the stickers of the cats and dogs, and I thought it looked really cute. I decided to add some bread in these spreads though to match the sweater on that little cat in the corner. I thought it was really cute, and I thought it would be nice to have other colors, besides gold and black and white. Now it's another day, so I am doing my future vlog, and this one took a serious toll on me. But I decided that I was going to use stickers for a lot of the letters in my bullet journal this year, just because I'm not good at my cursive or doing titles or things like that. So you will see me use quite a few stickers, but I decided that I was going to add some here. I also used my phone for the calendar because I'm very good at messing up the numbers on the calendar. I'm sure if you guys have done this, I'm sure you've been in the same boat before. My very first bullet journal, I used this little format where I just went back and forth for the months, and I really liked it. I don't know why, I just really like how it looks. So I decided to add some washi tape just kind of to separate them, and I kind of do my months in a weird fashion. I make sure I do the columns for the first and the last day of the month, along with the Saturday and the Sunday, because they're on either side of my calendar. And then after I'm done, I just kind of go back and fill it in and fill in the rest. And that kind of saves my hand because I'm able to get this much set up, and then I put some stickers down, and then I can go back to write. So here I am doing the second half of the year, July through December. I do the same exact thing, as you can see. First set, I do the left side, the right side of the calendar, and usually the top and bottom rows to fill them out. And here I am just filling in the rest of the days and adding the month names. They're not perfect, but imperfection is the quality that I'm very fond of. They are perfectly imperfect. And then I just repeated that for the other side. But here's my recap. So here is the lovely notebook I have along with the pen. When I open it up, the very first page says 2021, get better soon, please and thank you. I have my key once again all filled out along with my index. Nothing much has changed there. But here's my calendar all filled out. I added all of the holidays and all of the birthdays and special dates I have to remember. Once again, I filled out my packing list and I think it looks better than ever. I also added some things that I had to add to my cart. I filled in a few books that I've already read, one that I already finished. And there's my first picture of Lily, my first of Apollo, and my first of Athena, and I love them to pieces. Now when I flip to the back of the book, I did add this extra pocket that's for business cards. My pen test looks exactly the same as it did before, but I did add a word to my words are hard list. It's omnipotence. Omnipotence. I can't say it. But at least I know what it means. I added to my giveaway and my subscriber count, and I also added my video information because I've released one video so far this year. And that is it for my spread. I hope you guys enjoyed it.